Hey guys, welcome to Showtime Cards. We're here on Trade Day. It's January 11th.
Big day, huh?
Yeah, it is a big day. I'm here with Jon Gold, columnist for Arizona Daily Star, and he also writes articles for Beckett.
Yes, I do.
He's a pro in the sports industry as well as cards, man.
Yeah.
You've been collecting for a long time.
Too
man.
long.
Yeah?
Too long.
So tell us a little about that.
1992-93 Upper Deck.
Oh, the heyday, right?
I'm telling you, it's the exact card. The exact card that got me hooked. 92-93 Upper Deck All-Stars Factory set.
Right.
One out of every 24 sets. It
Uh-huh.
was gold foil instead of silver foil.
Right.
It was like one per case. And I was 8 years old, and it's like the second time I was ever at a card shop. My dad's like, pick one, there's two, I'll take that one. The guy's grabbing, I say, no, this one. And
Right.
it's a gold one.
Uh-huh.
And so
you open up the set and you get
$100,000 later, here we are.
that's
It's
what
never
happens.
been as good as that one moment. That's the problem.
You know, I always say that too.
It's always
is
the first
once
time.
you do that to a pack, you'll have it in you the rest of your life. You know, you can stop for 2-3 years. I see it all the time, but they're back in here, and I still open myself. You know, it's just so fun. you know.
Cardboard crack.
And it really is, dude.
reason.
That's exactly it. So we understand you do a lot of like columns, like sport, obviously with the athletes and all that, but you also write on the industry and stuff.
Yeah.
Tell us about one of your favorite like articles you've written or something you have in mind.
Probably my favorite Beckett article that I've ever written. It was one of my first major ones for them. I was the first Bryce Harper cover story on a magazine.
Really?
Okay. This is when he was in high school. Okay. This is, I want to say,
So he was, I mean, because he left high school when he was 16.
he
went
did.
to JUCO, so
I
this
covered
was-
him in Las Vegas. I was at the Las Vegas Review-Journal in 2007. And 2009, Upper Deck USA comes out, and they have an autographed patch rookie card of like a 14-year-old kid
Right.
that's selling for $400.
Right.
And so I called Beck and I'm like, this has got to be a story, right? And I went over to Bryce Harper's house and I got to hang out with him.
Wow.
And we're talking, he was 14 years old.
14,
at the
big
time,
kid
you know?
already?
Oh
or-
my God.
Yeah?
You knew it then.
Oh yeah.
And I'll never
they
forget-
bred him to be a pro, and he
you know,
is one.
And that's funny because he gets a really bad rap for being
Uh-huh.
kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, he's
trying to be kid friendly here,
Right,
kind of
right,
a jerk.
right.
But he's absolutely not. What he is, he's a maniac for baseball.
Oh, wow.
You walk into like some kids' rooms who play in 2014, 15 now,
Eats,
and they have nothing.
sleeps
They-
baseball no matter
this
what.
Kid, he was 14 years old. His bedspread or whatever, his sheets and everything were Yankee sheets, you know. I said, what's your goal with this? You know, he was a star at the time. What's your goal with this? And he says, I'm going to be the #1 pick. I said, you cocky little jerk. You're going to be a first round pick.
Wow.
And he's like, no, I'll be the #1 pick.
Wow.
I was like, all right, Mr. Harper.
Oh yeah. So he was
Yes, sir.
already.
Yeah,
right.
so he's kind of had that attitude for a while. He's a star, though.
That's cool. Hey man, you
can't
covered
deny
him
that.
then when he was. That's awesome.
I introduced the sports card world to Bryce Harper.
Good stuff, man. I think he's going to have a great year next year. You know, I'm loaded up on his rookie cards. He got injured early this year.
no Trout, baby.
Yeah.
He's no Trout.
Trout is the next. He's the face of MLB.
He is.
He really
He's
is,
Jeter.
and he's Jeter. He's the next Jeter. Good stuff. Tell us. Okay, so as we're on the subject of you did a story on the Lute Olson. For Upper Deck for the tie and all that. Tell us a little something about that story.
So I write for the Arizona Daily Star. One of the things that was kind of cool was I was in this store actually. Someone had just opened a box of UD Goodwin, Upper Deck Goodwin
champions, right? Yep.
And they pulled a Lute Olson tie card, and I kind of freaked out.
Right.
I'm not an Arizona fan or anything like that, but Lute Olson's a legend, and
Sure.
I cover the team now, and so I ended up basically just kind of calling Upper Deck, and their like acquisitions guy,
Who was it, Chris Carlin?
No. Talk about a dream job. There's a guy who all he does for a living is buys jerseys.
Oh, the act, right.
And he decides
all the game use stuff.
Who's going to be in the product, what jerseys, all that kind of stuff. And, the guy went to U of A and was really good friends with my editor at the newspaper.
Oh wow!
And so it worked out
was just
perfectly.
all right.
Called the guy, talked about how he got the sweater and the tie in the first place, and the whole process. And to me, that's kind of the most interesting part, and the reason I'm still kind of in it is you can still open a pack of cards today, and they're not worth as much as they once were. It's it's not $19.99 anymore.
Right.
Theoretically, you can open a card and get a piece of a jersey or a shirt or whatever that a person wore that you like idolize.
Right.
And that's something I'm 30, turning 31 years old, and it's still it's still so cool to me.
It almost brings you closer to it. You know, it really does.
Because how many people can afford the full Babe Ruth jersey?
Right.
Versus one, it might be a little tiny swatch.
Right. But that's the all-time greatest insert right now.
Gross bacon sweat. Babe Ruth sweat that gross bacon sweat into a card that you might own.
Bacon, maybe a 12-pack of beers the night before and all that.
Yeah, you sweat a lot more than bacon.
Right. Yeah.
So,
cool. Good stuff.
Yeah,
yep. You are very knowledgeable in our sports card industry and big hobbyist. We see kind of Panini as a company, Italian companies come over, kind of muscle their way in, you know, with their pocketbook and all that. We know they got the football license you locked up. Yeah, and they got the college football license. Press Pass recently closed doors and said, that's it, I don't want any part of it. What do you see happening to the industry? Is this good, bad? What's your take on it? And then I'll give you guys mine.
I got to bite my tongue. No, I'm not. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good for the industry. Would it be good if the only car available was Ford?
No,
you know, or in this case,
anytime there's only one, it's not.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not and the biggest problem for me is that I think it's insane that a league can decide to only sign with one company, you know?
I don't get that either, man, especially NFL, you know?
And it's like,
let these guys...
Topps is going to be next, right? Because next year Topps is... I think next year's Topps Chrome is the last Topps
The
Chrome.
last... We saw a ton
in
of
Jersey.
it. People love
It's
Topps
the best,
Chrome.
you know? And what scares me is that what's the next generation coming in, you know?
Right.
If it's only going to be Panini, and they're going to offer, you know, you're going to open a box for $100 and get 3 hits. One of the hits is a rewards card that you can turn in for $1.25.
Right, I know.
And it's like, then who? So what? That's the only option,
right?
You know? It's the equivalent of every car is $45,000 and breaks down every week.
Right.
And that's the only option.
Or you don't get your car, or hey, you don't.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
or you buy gas today.
Yeah.
We'll fill your tank in 3 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's coming down to, and it is. You know, we don't have answers ourselves. We're kind of worried. We're going to take it to the industry summit in Vegas, and so I'd love to take you along with me, man. Maybe you could ask some of the guys questions and stuff. I sit at the Panini round table wearing a shirt today and stuff. So we're going to try to find out, hey, what's going on with our industry? And he's right. It's not good. Anytime there's only one, it's not good. You know, the consumer should decide what I want to buy, who makes better cards. You know, we used to love Upper Deck. Upper Deck basketball was fantastic, man. Just using that, and you know, Panini's getting better at making cards, but we'll see. I don't know what's going to happen. You know, they might try to gobble up Upper Deck.
Yeah.
We'll see.
The scariest thing to me is, you know, Panini Prism comes out in 2012 basketball, and that was like, oh my god, a new Chrome product.
Right.
It went crazy.
Yep.
And then it comes out in 2013, 14. You're like, all right.
That was it.
Saw it last year.
Yeah.
And it's not that there's a lack of innovation. It's that when anything works, they beat it to death. You know, instead of there being 4 parallels this year in Panini basketball, there's 19 different parallels.
Right.
That totally devalues all of them. The gold, you pulled a Kevin Durant gold refractor or whatever, gold prism.
Right. Yeah. The prismatics or whatever. Right.
That card is $1,000. You pull this year's, and that card is $100.
I know.
And what, you know, so now they're introducing, what's the newest Panini innovation product?
Oh yeah.
Do you even have
Flawless or
whatever? I mean, well,
Flawless is just a high brand.
Yeah, but like Prominence or what? It just came out. Another one.
Oh yeah, it is. It just released this week. It was a $200, $250 price tag.
Another one of those, and it's like they all kind of look the same. I just feel like there's got to be a break at some point where we, as collectors, sort of say like, we need more, guys. We need you to do more. We need you to do better.
Right. That's true. He's absolutely right, man. Hey, we appreciate you. Well, actually, we'll open up a question. If anybody here has a question to ask about Arizona sports, Pac-12 sports, or anything in the industry.
Anything at all.
Yep.
I'll
fire away. If not, we're going to wrap it up, and then we're going to do our box break.
I'll share some dirt.
Your worst player interview.
Oh, God. All of them?
Your worst one.
My favorite one is also my worst. It's Yasiel Puig.
Okay. Oh yeah, I can see that.
Well, no. Here's why I love this story so much. Okay, Yasiel Puig has an interpreter. He's from Cuba, and so he speaks Spanish, and I speak enough Spanish to know every 5th word. You know, but when a guy says estadio, it means stadium. You kind of think, okay, that sounds close enough. I can hear something. So you ask Yasiel Puig a question through his interpreter, right? And you'll ask like a really penetrating, Yasiel, you come up in the 9th inning, bases are loaded, every flashbulb is on you, you hit a home run. Is that the kind of moment that you dreamt of when you were 6 years old in Cuba and just kind of learning about baseball? And you'll get to the interpreter, and the interpreter will be like, Yasiel, ¿por qué no vamos a hacer? And it's like, I asked 60 words. You said 4. I said stadium. You didn't. I know the word stadium. And then Yasiel will give you an amazing answer.
Oh, wow.
Like, I wish I knew. I'm not fluent. And just on and on and on. And then the interpreter will be like, Yasiel say he likes to play the game.
Wow.
That's not accurate.
Not much gets lost.
Too much, lost in translation.
Right, yep, exactly.
That is the worst. That's like the most. That's my favorite interview story. The worst interviews to me are the ones who don't buy into the process. And that's the issue is, it's like, if you're lucky enough to be a Division I college basketball player, one of the few who are blessed with that skill, talent, size, ability, opportunity, you have to understand that part of the bargain is like being able to connect with the fans. Your future salary, your scholarship, all that kind of stuff, the shoes you wear, all that, it all comes from the kids wearing the jerseys and the dads paying for the sons to go to the games. And it's the ones, it's the ones who show a disdain towards the process. It's like, if I get the 3 answers I need to fill that thing, we're good. That's a minute and 15 seconds. Give me that, and then we're totally good. And the issue is that too often, the athletes themselves aren't willing to kind of buy in to the whole, organism that is sports and sports writing. And
right.
So I don't know if there's a particular worst interview, but Yasiel is my favorite. I'll tell you that much.
Cool.
Any other questions? UA questions? Anything?
Or what would be your dream story?
My dream story? That's funny. It used to be. I've been incredibly lucky in my career. It's been pretty ridiculous, the stuff that I've seen and done. But on the other hand, the problem and what's happened is when you see the things that I've seen and done, or seen by a young age, eventually it's all kind of like, all right, well,
get a little jaded.
I've seen it, yeah. And so my dream stories now are just stories about regular people involved in sports somehow, either a young athlete, a high school athlete, an 11-year-old skateboarder who's just getting famous, and that kind of thing.
Right.
Where I'm telling a story of someone who's never had their story told, and all of a sudden it becomes like my interpretation of their life and of their story.
Right.
And Kobe Bryant's been famous for how many years?
Right.
20 years now? What am I going to write about him?
Right.
That hasn't been written a billion times. And so, yeah,
Hey, that's great.
Those are my favorite kind of
And
stuff.
that's what it's about. It's about the kids and the youth and the future of America. And that's what's kind of, me too. I really enjoy working with kids and doing, we bring in scouts, teach them how to collect. And I really love to see their faces light up and all that. We have Roscoe, and he's pulled all the 101s, all the, how much more excitement. But when that kid pulls it, it's just like something else. Like, wow,
And what it does is, 25 years later, you still think about it and you still care about it. I can tell you like every big hit. 1997, Pedro Martinez, pinnacle 1-of-1 printing plate. Before anyone knew what those were, I sold it for $100 and literally like stared at the $100 bill like I was Donald Trump. I was like, I can buy so many packs with this. Then spent the money on more Pinnacle baseball and got nothing. And learned the hard way.
That's it. And that's
sometimes it's better to just put the card in the box and never touch it again.
Yep. Cool. Hey, Jon, we appreciate you coming out, hanging out with us, and doing a little interview and stuff, man.
Of course, guys.
Maybe we'll get you in here some other time.
Anytime, man.
Okay, we appreciate it. Hey, guys, we're signing out with Shop Talk here at Showtime Cards. We hope to see you soon. Thanks.